Hello everyone, welcome back to the backend development course using Java. So in this video, we are going to learn the static keyword. So let's start the video. So what is static keyword? Basically, it is a reserved name in the Java. So what is the purpose of this? So the static keyword is nothing but a non-access modifier used for methods and attributes. So we can use static keyword to define any method or attribute. Okay. So what is the actual use of this? We can access the particular method or attribute without creating an object of that class. Now, what do you mean by this? So, suppose there is one attribute as a string school name, okay, of object student. Perfect. So, I have to access the school name. So, first I have to create an object of that student class and then I can call the dot method to get that particular attribute. But if it is a static, then no need to create instance of that object. We can directly access it by using the class name and dot method. We will understand this using some program. Now, it is also very effective memory management. Why? Because as I have given you the example of the attribute school name, for every student the school name will be same. But if it is a non-static, then every time when we create the object of the class student, then there will be separate memory allocated for that string school name. But if it is a static, then it will be assigned only once and the same will be shared across all the other objects of the same class. Okay. Now again we can use a static block to execute some code without the main method. Let's understand all these things together by using some program. So let's create one class here. I'll give the name the static keyword. Static keyword. Okay, I'll write first our main method public static void main. In this lecture, we will going to understand why the main method is your static method. Okay. Now I will just comment out all this point here, whatever we have learned in that PPT. Let's comment it out. Okay. So what is the first point? The static keyword is non-access modifier used for methods and attributes. So first thing, let me create one class named as student. So let me give one attribute as a string and the name is school name. School name. So this is one attribute. One more attribute which will be non-static, like take integer id, and I'll make this attribute as a static. Okay, fine. Again, I'll give some value here as a test school. Okay, and I will again create one method as a static method. So static. So this method is returning nothing. So I'll give the void, and method name will be get school name. Okay, what it will do? It will just print your school name. So this is my school plus your school name. Okay, so we are having the static attribute as well as the static method. Okay, now let's do one more thing. We will assign one non-static method as void get id and we will print the student id is the student id is, and we will just give the id here. Okay, sorted. So what is the first thing we have learned? That static keyword is non-access modifier used for methods and attributes. So we have created one method, that is static method, and the attribute, that is school name, which is static attribute. Okay, now the next thing is use of defining any attribute or method static will allow us to access it without creating an object of class. Now let's do one thing. I'm having one non-static method, right? That is your get ID. Now let's try to access this method without creating an object of student. So I'll just do one thing. I'll directly call student dot. So can you see here get ID? You cannot use this method, right? You can get the good get school name. You can call the school name, but there is no method like the get ID. To access the get ID method, I have to create instance of the student. Okay, but I can directly access the school name. So let's print a school name. Okay, and here I'll call student dot school name. Correct. I will save it and run it. Now see the output. Right click here, run Java application. Okay, so the school name is test school, right? You haven't created any instance of this object. You can directly call this school name over this class. Okay, similarly I can access the method also get school name, save it and run it. The output, this is my school test school. So both things you understood. First thing, you can use the static keyword for your attributes as well as the methods. Second thing you learn is there is no need to create any instance of the object. You can directly call this attributes or method. Third thing, it is also provide the memory management. Now how it is providing the memory management? So now let's create an instance of the student. std1 equals to new student. This is the way we are creating the instance of any object. We will learn this gradually, don't worry about it. So student 2. Okay, now if I want to access this school name for both of the student, correct? So let's take this for the school name for student 1, for student 1, and the similarly school name for the student 2. This is student 2. So what I'll do, I'll call this on this student 1 as like this. Actually there is no need to use student 1 here, because as I already told you, this is a static attribute. There is no need to use the instance and all that. But suppose for other some attributes, obviously we are going to create a different instance for saving the different data for the students, right? There are different students we are having, but for this attribute there will be a single copy. Okay, so school name will be a single copy that will be shared with the every object created by using the class student. So if you print this one, what you will get, same thing, you will get test school, and the same copy will be shared. Okay, now next thing we learn is we can use the static block to execute the code without a main method. So suppose there is something I have to do every time, so I'll just print one message like static. I just want to print this, welcome to coding language Java. So this is the thing, irrespective of the main. So I'll just remove all the code from main. There is nothing in the main method. Okay, nothing to execute. So suppose before writing anything here, I just want to print one message, welcome to Java. Welcome to Java. Okay, I'll save it. Still you will get the output as welcome to Java, right? So this is the power of the static keyword in Java. We can use it in various ways for various purposes. Okay, now again one thing I have to highlight here. See here, in this main method we use the static keyword. What is the reason behind it? When the interpreter is something external to your program, right? When it comes to here and it start interpreting the code line by line, correct? So due to this static keyword, there is no need to create any instance of this class static keyword to access this main method. Okay, it will directly access this main method and start executing the code. This is the reason why your main method is always static. Okay, I hope in this lecture you will get a lot of things to learn about the static. So let's meet in the next video. Till then, bye bye.